Good morning and welcome to another presentation of the Solid Sports Video Blog. This is episode 178. Today's date is April 30th, 2022. I'm Trevor. Said thank you for joining me this morning. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on in the morning or in the evening, but my boss came and gave me a break, so I got a couple of hours off, so I'm going to go ahead and spend some time with you guys. Then I'm going to take a little nap, then I'll be back to work at 3 p.m. It is now 8:30ish, 8:33 to be exact. So the video will probably be posted, say, in the 9 o'clock hour sometime. But we got a lot to talk about. You know, it's the NFL draft started Thursday. We're talking about that, the trades and everything that happened with that. NBA playoffs, the second round, the conference semis are set. We're going to preview every series coming up. MLB, of course, the big news, Trevor Bauer suspension. I'm going to touch on that actually in a few seconds. I wanted to talk about the Minnesota Twins as well. Minnesota Twins off to a good start in the AL Central. But first, of course, we're going to start with, I always start with my baseball news first because I don't got a lot of baseball fans, even though I'm a big baseball fan. But the Trevor Bauer news, to me, a little bit surprised at how long it is, but Trevor Bauer, of course, you know, was put on leave last year. Got in a real bad domestic violence case. I recommend you go and look his name up, look at the article, read the details for yourself. The details are nuts. Like, I don't even want to read the details of what he's been accused of doing. But if there's any truth to it, you know, he definitely deserves some discipline. But 2 years is a lot. And I don't know how the case, like, I think the case is still open. I don't think he was charged with anything, or I think it's more of a civil case now. But the details, though, is just bad. But just to get this out the way, I think the Dodgers will be fine without him. They got Walker Buehler and Clay Kershaw, so they rotation is pretty decent. David Price can start here and there, so they pitching is fine. Even though he was a great player, and hopefully I'm not saying was like he might never play again, but this is what I heard. If you really sit out 2 years, really it'd be 3 years for him because he didn't really play last year either. So I think he only played like the first half of last year or part of last year. I think he was pretty much out the whole year last year. But you know, sports now don't play about domestic violence, especially well, the MLB has been real strongly about it, you know. But they give me a chance to talk about the Ray Rice. You know, everybody remember who Ray Rice was, running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Me from Baltimore, I'm very familiar with the story. You know, he was, him and his wife was in Atlantic City, and, you know, they got into altercation. The altercation wound up being public. Well, the video wound up being public, I should put it that way, because it was already public. And that video, he pretty much was the sacrificial lamb for the domestic violence. The sports changed since, I think that happened back in what? It's been a long, probably like 2012. I just want to say 2012, maybe before then. But it's been a long time. And now I think in his case though, I think he was sort of treated unfairly. I think he maybe should have got a second chance. But me knowing what I know about domestic violence now, I have 5 sisters. One of my sisters deceased. But I bring that up because, you know, I seen her be in a situation. I see my other sister be. I see my sisters being basically domestic violence situations, and now if you go off the tape, he just looked too comfortable hitting her. It's like, you know, you just. And I'm just speaking out, and that's why I don't have a lot of women that watch me. But actually, I'm talking to one of my friends now. I hope it hearts, even though. You know, you can go to her channel. Matter of fact, we'll put her name in the description. I might can't put the link, but I can put her name. You can search her name up. But anyway, you know, she told me things about that, even though she wasn't in any physical altercation, but you know, just the abuse period. It's bad, you know, like basically, like I said, Ray Rice, I think just the way it happened, the way they suspended him, they pretty much blackballed him from the league. Now I don't feel sorry for him, but I just feel like the way the system, you know, the way they just took him out like that, I think he should have got at least one more chance. He tried to redeem himself. I don't know if it was just an act or not. You know, then they wound up getting married because he wasn't his wife then; it was his fiance. But they wound up marrying, but he never got back into the league. You know, so in the way sports is now, that's why I think this might be it for Trevor Bauer. I don't know. I think the Dodgers probably wind up somehow getting out of his contract. I don't know how his contract is, but 2 years is a long time to be suspended. He's appealing it. But I don't see him winning. I don't think he's going to be able to come back. But there's big news. It's a big statement that people is looking out for women, like especially during the pandemic. You know, domestic violence went up. You know, because you were stuck, you know, in the house with your abuser, or even if a child abuser, or any type of abuser, sexual assault, all that stuff went up. Because you couldn't escape, couldn't go nowhere, couldn't run away, you know. So, but my thing is, you know, I'm just touching on it because, you know, it's, you know, just the world period is just terrible. How can you do anything like this to anybody, let alone a woman? Just never understood that. Like, I just want, if I feel like I want to do something like that, I just leave. You know, you know, obviously she's not the one, or that person's not the one for you if you gotta put your hands on them, or even verbally abusing someone. Like, it's not worth the energy, the negative energy. I just separate myself from that person. But this is a big statement though. I think if this holds up, I think he's done. I don't see nobody else touching him, because basically well, I don't know if the man was guilty or not, because I think he's pretty much saying this didn't happen. But it's hard to believe that it didn't, you know. But if you go, like I said, just look him up, Trevor Bauer, look him up, MLB baseball player. Go read the articles, and if you look at the details, it's like, nah, like, it's just hard to be believed. Like, none of this stuff didn't happen. But you know, that's why you gotta live right, you know. Yeah, I think the world is a little bit extra sensitive now, but it is what it is. So you gotta walk a straight line, especially if especially if you're a celebrity or athlete, which is unfortunate. I think that's not fair. Like how athletes' lives are put in front and center. Like if I do something, it's gonna be, unless I tell you about it, you ain't gonna know, you know. So, but it's a big statement. I mean, it was 2 years. It's like that's huge. Like I don't remember a suspension being that long in sports, period, unless it was a ban for life, which this basically I think is pretty much going to be if this holds up. So unfortunate, but you live, you learn. That's what they say. So hopefully he does learn from this. And then I don't like that he's being so brash about it, unless he's really innocent, which I don't think so, to be honest. Like, I don't want to jump out the window. I don't know, I wasn't there, but if you read the details, it's hard to believe like none of this stuff happened. But saying that, like, he's adamant, like he's going to fight this thing to the end, and I guess you really don't have a choice. But like I said, if this holds up, he's done. Like, he's not going to play again. So we'll see how much this happened. I was like, wow, 2 years, that's a long time. So all right, let's get off of that. I don't want to kill the mood, but you know, that's what they get down of the way because it's big baseball news. I want to talk about the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins doing pretty well, man. Like, even though I talked about the Mets last week, the Mets off to a wonderful start as well. The Yankees, like, off to a good start. Let's just pull up the standings, period. But I think Minnesota Twins are in first place in their division too. I think they might have lost last night though. So we have the scores here. Yeah, they did lose last night to Tampa Bay. They in Tampa. But if we look at the standings, okay, yeah, they're in first right now. They only team over 500, and they've been 11-9. So that's not off the wall great, but just still surprising, you know, even though it's early in the year. But I had them as a sleeper team. But this division to me is wide open. I like the White Sox because they won it last year. So I pretty much predicted they would win it. It's still early, baseball's, it's early, as long as you don't fall completely off the map, just start really, really bad, you still got a chance to come back. And I still like the White Sox. I'm still going to say the White Sox to win this division, but getting off to a good start is good as well. Because, like I said, baseball is 162 games, so you're going to have like a week where you only win a game or two throughout the week, which is not, so you got to balance that out. But let's pull up their roster, see what their stats are. But I did say they would be, a contender, well, for us, like for a playoff spot. So, but they got Carlos Correa over the offseason. Of course, the Astros team. A lot of the core guys gone. George Springer's in Toronto. I think he left last year though. Correa went to Minnesota, and he's not doing too bad. Hitting he off to a slow start, but Max Kepler, yeah, they got a nice squad. Bronx Bruxton, Mano Sano, first baseman, he's still a power hitter for them. But yeah, they got a nice little team. The pitching is not bad, so I think, like I said, I think they'd be around. I think it'd be them. I think it'd be them and the White Sox. I thought the White Sox are sort of win it easy, but they off to a slow start. So we'll see if the Twins can still maintain that and stay in first place, or stay in, but it's early. It's only been a month. The last day of the month is today. So usually you see the contenders around June-ish, right before the All-Star break. You'll see the separations. But for right now, you just enjoy, the good start and keep it going. Like I said, Yankees are 14-6. Like I said, the Mets are on fire. But like I said, if the Mets hit, then they're going to be hard to beat because how deep their pitching is. So I'm not surprised what the Mets have been doing. But yeah, I mean, Max Scherzer, Syndergaard get back, the Mets, I'm not surprised with their hot start. I just hope my Braves can get together. They only 10-11. Milwaukee, they start off slow, but they back up there. Dodgers, obviously, how deep their team is. Giants, so the same teams in the National League. The National League, to me, is really, really deep. Especially in the East and the West, basically 2-3 teams. Because I like Philadelphia as well in the East. But American League, you pretty much know it's going to be the Yankees, the Astros. The Angels off to a good start. But it's going to be the Astros, the Yankees. It was Cleveland for a while, but now they pretty much stripped their team down. So whoever the Central division is. But I like the Blue Jays. Like I said, I got the Blue Jays good to the World Series. They might not win that division, but I think they make the playoffs. I think they somehow won't make it to the World Series. I just like that team. Speaking of baseball, I'm going to try to do an MLB 22 the show video today. Like I said, I know it's hard for me to do the video, but since I'm off, I have time, so I might cut my nap a little short, or if I can't sleep, I might just go ahead and knock the video out. So stay tuned for that today. And I'm going to talk more about the other projects at the end of the video. Let's move on to the NBA, because the NBA now is playoffs are in full swing. The first round is over. The Grizzlies was able to advance last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, so they will meet the Golden State Warriors in the conference semis. Then in the other Western Conference semifinal is Phoenix and Dallas. That should be a great series with Luka. Let's see how Devin Booker came back. Let's see if he's healthy. But Chris Paul, that's going to be a great series. In the East, Milwaukee, Boston. To me, that's going to be a heck of a series. That can pretty much flip a coin in that series. And then Miami and Philadelphia. Now the Sixers got bad news that Joel Embiid is out indefinitely, but I just think he's going to find a way to get back on the court. He got an orbital fracture, so that means around his eye, he got a fracture in his face. But he probably throw a mask on and play. He might miss game one, but I think I'd be surprised. Matter of fact, I'd be surprised if he's out past game 2. I think he'll be back. I think they're gonna find a way to have him play unless it's really, really bad. But usually you play through face fracture, they just make you put that mask on. If everybody remember, Rip Hamilton was one of my favorite players in the NBA. He wound up he had a fracture in his face, but he wound up keeping his mask on. He basically played with it. After that, like he said, he got used to it, and now he felt uncomfortable playing without the mask. So, but I just gotta feel that Joel Embiid gonna find a way. But I think it is true. There's a lot of pressure on Harden. Well, that's since we talked about that series. Let's stay with that. I got Miami winning that series though because I had Miami get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I just Miami just a little bit too deep, but James Harden, to me, he's going to have the series of his life, especially these first 2 games. I think if they could somehow split in Miami, that would be great. Get back to Philly, get home. Tyrese Maxey, I like him. Just think he's young, he's still a little inconsistent, but he's pretty good. But they're going to need those guys like Tobias Harris, who stepped up in the first round series. Philly was able to beat the Raptors, even though they started off 3-0, and then Toronto won the last 2. Then they finished them off at 6. Of course, Miami easily, pretty much, in 5 beat the Atlanta Hawks. So that's how both of these teams got here. But Miami, I just think they're too deep. I think even if Joel Embiid was healthy, it was planned from the start. I just think Miami will find a way to get it done. I take them in 6 games. I think the Heat will win, but like I said, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, James Harden, though, if he can somehow carry them, beat the old James, it's going to be an interesting series. But like I said, if he going to have to step up, and then the role players around him, Tobias Harris, Maxey, but they get Diable, those guys going to have to step up and have huge series if they're going to win it. But I just think Miami's going to be too much for them. So I got the Heat winning that series at 6. Let's stay in the East. Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that series starts tomorrow. Very interesting series. No Chris Middleton. I think they pretty much declared him out this whole series. I think he's still weeks away, unfortunately. Giannis. I just believe in Giannis so much. I think Giannis will find a way. But Boston, though, with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, those 2 young guys have really grown into their own. Got Williams at center. I think he's going to help with Giannis, but I don't think they have nobody that can really guard Giannis on a consistent basis. They can throw a lot of guys at him. I think he's going to struggle here and there, but I just think he's going to find a way and get it done, man. I just do. Now, this could go 7 games, but I'm one of the ones that if you pick up the series at 7, you're not really sure who's going to win it. And I'm not really. I think Boston is very formidable, but I just believe in Giannis. I just think, like I said, I got them getting back to the finals. So, sort of me being stubborn, even though I'm starting, like, in my mind, I'm saying Boston probably will win this series. And then no Chris Middleton, that's going to hurt Milwaukee. But I like that. But I also like, Milwaukee, they beat Chicago in 5 games. And Boston swept the Brooklyn Nets, which to me was very impressive. I thought that would be a long series. I thought they would win that series, but I thought it would be a long, drawn-out series. But Celtics, man, you got to give them their credit. And they've been rested. So has Milwaukee. They finished their series off pretty quickly as well. But I think, like I said, Boston been probably the best defensive team this year. Giannis, though, but I just believe in Giannis. I just think he'll find a way. So, with that being said, I think Milwaukee will win it in 6. But wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston win this series. Because they're that good and that deep as well. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Tatum can guard him. Brown, like they just gritty on the defensive end. So I think it's going to bother Giannis at times. So, but I was about to say, I like the way Grayson Allen been playing. Grayson Allen to me is underrated. Coming out of Duke, he got a little dirtiness to him. I think that's why some people don't like him, but he's a great player. You got to give it to him. He comes through. He came through in the closeout game against Chicago. So Pat Connaughton, those guys, they stepped up hitting threes. Bobby Portis is has been huge. But I just think though, like Boston is a much different animal defensively than Chicago is. So it's going to be a great series. But I just think Giannis is still the best player in this series. And I think that'll be the difference. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks there. So that set up my prediction with Miami, Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go West. The West is just as good. We're gonna start with Phoenix and Dallas. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, sorta. Like I was a fan during the I want to say the glory years of the 2000s and the early 2000s when they won it in 2011. Dirk Nowitzki, I was a big Dirk Nowitzki fan. I liked Michael Finley. He was one of my favorite players growing up. He played for the Mavericks for a long time. He might up getting the championship ring with the Spurs, but he was my favorite player. I mean, everybody liked Michael Jordan, but I liked Michael Finley. I just liked it. I liked his game, and he was from Chicago as well. So anyway, so I'm sort of a Dallas Mavericks fan. I still root for him a little bit. But Luka Doncic, man, this guy, he is a kid, only 22 years old, but he's a man because he's been playing professional basketball since 16 in his home country. But I just like his game, man. I love Luka, man. I ain't gonna lie, I like Luka. But I think Phoenix is just gonna be too much for the Mavs overall. I just think Phoenix is too deep. After Luka. I like Spencer Dinwiddie. I think he's good. Jalen Brunson has shown a lot in the playoffs. When Luka was out, he stepped up. I like Finney Smith. I think Tim Hardaway is still there. So they got a nice little team. I just think Phoenix, Chris Paul to me, he's just something else. The point guard, they call him. He was huge. He hit all 14 of his shots in their closeout game. Phoenix was able to take New Orleans, even though New Orleans pushed them though. And that's why I think Dallas got a chance. I think Luka is capable, like I said, of carrying them past Phoenix. I think it's going to be a good series. I think it's going to be a long series. I think it'll go 6 games. Of course, the Mavericks, they got hit by defeating the Utah Jazz, which I think things about to happen in the offseason for the Jazz. But I think this will be a good series, though. I think it'll go 6, but I think Phoenix, it's just too deep of a team. And I think they'll get past Dallas. But like I said, it's another series. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to 4 or 7 games. But I just think Phoenix has been the best team all year. I think Luka will be somewhat overwhelmed. I think he'll have a monster series, but I think everybody else ain't going to be consistent enough to get them over. But I think they're good for 2 games. I think they'll win. I think Phoenix will beat them in 6 games. So we got one matchup left. This is a very interesting series. This is going to be an entertaining series. The Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. I think I got it right here. I think I picked the Warriors to win because I think pretty much all my predictions were right so far. Let me double check that so I won't be. Oh no, I actually have Memphis beating the Warriors. Okay. Dang, I'm about to change my mind here. You know what? I'm going to go with the Warriors at 6. I didn't like Memphis to me, and I like the Grizzlies. I think they're gonna be good for years to come. I like John Morant. He's one of my favorite players, young guy. Just that team period. Jared Jackson Jr., Bane has been huge. Dylan Brooks, their whole young team. But I think the difference going to be in this series because I said the Warriors. I always point out their weakness. They small. Memphis don't play big. They play kind of small, even though they might have a couple of bigger guys. But I think Draymond Green is going to put his foot over this series, and that's why I'm pretty much flipping my pick here. I think the Warriors will win this series at 6. And I didn't like the way Memphis looked against Minnesota. They just closed them out last night. I just think I don't know, it's just something, they don't look sharp to me. And I think the Warriors are with Klay Thompson back, looking like himself, and that's a big difference as well, because I didn't know if he was going to get back to this level this year. Klay Thompson, and then the emergence of Jordan Poole, I think it's going to be too much for the Grizz now. I think Steph Curry might struggle a little bit this series because, I don't think they're going to keep him on Ja Morant. I think they're going to probably rotate Ja Morant. I mean, Draymond Green might guard Ja Morant sometimes. But I just think the Grizz, I think their inexperience is going to show. And I think Draymond Green is going to be like the X factor in this series. And that's why I'm going to go with the Warriors. Even though I did pick Memphis to beat them in my original predictions. But I just think the Warriors are ready. I think they hungry. I think they want to get back to the top. And I think they will, at least for this series. So I'm going to go with Warriors in 6 games. And I like them against Phoenix and Dallas as well, especially the way depends on how they look at this series. I just think the Warriors are too experienced. I think that's going to hurt the Grizzlies in this series. I think Draymond Green is the X factor here. I think he's going to disrupt the whole Grizzlies vibe, and I think that's what's going to make the difference in this series. So there's my predictions for the second round, the conference semis, whatever you want to call it. NBA playoffs has been great. I mean, to me, they the best playoffs other than the NFL. They playoffs is pretty much great. So, no games today. I think they took a glance. No games today. No NBA games today. So, I think series starts tomorrow. I think Milwaukee, Boston. Let's just check that. I know Milwaukee, Boston starts tomorrow, and I'm guessing the Grizzlies and the Warriors probably don't start till Monday. So. Okay, Sunday. Oh, damn, no, they got to turn around. They got to play Sunday. They got to play the Warriors Sunday. So Grizzlies Warriors game 1 is Sunday. So I'm sorry, I apologize. So that means Miami, Philadelphia will start Monday, and then Maverick Suns Monday. Okay. So yeah, so to me that's the advantage that the Warriors have. Getting them right off the Well, they just gotta go out. They got home court, so they go home. I forgot the Grizzlies is the 2 seed, so Grizzlies actually have the home court in the playoffs, so they go home and get ready for the Warriors tomorrow. So, so game 1 Bucks Celtics tomorrow. Game 1 Warriors Grizzlies tomorrow, and they both are on national television. So good, I get to watch both games. I'm definitely gonna be watching that Sunday tomorrow. One more bit of NBA news. Was shocking. Zion Williamson. Everybody knows who Zion Williamson is for the New Orleans Pelicans. You know the Pelicans were just in the playoffs. Pushed the Suns to 6 games. But he's about to get an extension. So I'm like, what? Like, everything you kept hearing that he ain't want to be there. Like, well, there's rumors, there's reports and stuff. But still, like, basically, he'd been having problems with his weight. And all that stuff, injuries, but when he's played, he's looked every bit what people think he's going to be. Now the Pelicans, if they keep his team together, you got Ingram, who's improved, but since he left the Lakers, he's been like a whole different guy. Like, he's starting to rise into that star status. Pairing it with him and just the pieces they have there. I'm drawing a blank with the names, but Brandon Ingram is definitely the centerpiece. But if him and Zion can somehow work that, that'd be a good, New Orleans can, be a team, a contender, or possible contender, if they could get Zion right. But if he's going to sign this extension, something must be going right here, because he was saying a bunch of negativity that he didn't even want to be there and all this stuff. He want to go to the Knicks, all types of rumors. So, but if he's about to get an extension, then he should be all in. But I just hope he gets in shape and get back on the court next season, because he's an exciting player to watch. But that was interesting to me that now it's reports that he's about to get an extension. I'm like, what? Like, after all that, so. And basically he said he can't wait to sign it. That was basically his quote out of his camp. So, But the way Dave's going about his career, yeah, he better, if it's an offer on the table, I think he should take it. Because, he has been injury prone, so, NBA guaranteed money. So once you sign that down the line, you get all your money, regardless if you can go and unfortunately hurt yourself and not play again, you get all that money. So, in that sense, it's not a surprise, but just the way every day been going there between the two, I didn't think no extension was coming. I wouldn't think it would come out this soon. So, but I hope he does. I hope he signs. I hope he stays in New Orleans, because I like what they doing down there. The more good teams, the better the NBA is. Like, the NBA is sort of it's parity now. It's not just the Warriors and the Cavs, which it was for 5 years. It's the Warriors and the Cavaliers, and that's it. Now it's like it's spread out. Like Memphis coming, Phoenix is good. You got a lot of good teams in the West. Well, the West always been a deep conference, but the East is even good with Milwaukee. And even though the Bulls lost, the Bulls, what they doing? The Cavaliers had a strong showing. I think the Wizards could be back, like Charlotte, Miami. So you got a lot of good teams out there. So it'd be parity, But usually the best player usually wins, so that's why, like I said, I like Milwaukee to do it again, because I think Giannis is the best player in the league right now. So, all right, I want to touch on that. So, all right, the NFL draft was Thursday and yesterday. Final day is today. I think it's rounds 4 through 7 today. I'm gonna more touch on, because this draft this year is, not no surefire guys. The number 1 pick was a defensive player, which is rare, and some guy I didn't even know him, but he went to Georgia. Georgia had a good defense though, so a lot of those guys, I think they had 5 first rounders in round 1, so the Georgia Bulldogs. So but I guess it was no standout for that. Like I said, it was only 1 quarterback ticket in the first round, which is rare as well. So this draft is not that deep at all. Now today is the day, like, where you go to you might find your gems in the rough. Might be some guys we never heard of. Maybe in a year or two they'd be household names. That's how the NFL be sometimes. But anyway, I just want to touch on some of the trades. Like me being a Ravens fan, Baltimore Ravens fan, I'm going to touch on this one. Marquise Hollywood Brown getting traded to Arizona. Now I haven't been on. I probably need to get on Insta and see, or Instagram. I put my Instagram handle in the description box, by the way. I mean, I think we alright at receiver. I think Hollywood. Well, I heard this morning actually that he wanted to leave, so the organization did it for him. So we didn't want to trade him, because he's a fan favorite. He used to do a lot of local things here, like local news here. He always was willing to talk to the media. Like, the fans love the guy. Him and Lamar Jackson is close, but he went to management and said he wasn't happy here. But that's why it's like to me, our offense is based on the run. Even though Lamar needs to improve his passing, which I think he will, but we are a running football team, so we basically throw the ball. The Mark Andrews, the tight end, he's like our possession guy. And Marquise used to get, the deep balls. When we throw it deep, he would hit him deep. But I think we need like a lot of speedy guys, at receiver. Probably one big receiver. We need guys sort of. Now, you would like a great receiver, but you're not going to be happy in this offense, because you're not going to get the ball. You're not going to get 80 balls, probably. You're probably going to get like between 50 and 70 balls over the top receiver. Mark Andrews will get all the possession. Like, I think he had 100 catches last year. He's basically our main guy, to get the ball to. But the receivers will be pretty much like opportunity. Like, you got to take advantage of opportunity. So I think maybe Marquise did like that, which I understand. But he back with Kyler Murray, so that's interesting for Arizona. But some people some of the critics said some of the pundits were saying they didn't understand from Arizona and why they did it. But I think Arizona's trying to massage Kyler Murray, because he's been rumbling about how unhappy he was. Him and Marquise was teammates at Oklahoma in college. So but Arizona on offense, if Kyler Murray be Kyler Murray. DeAndre Hopkins being on any field with him as a receiver, you're going to get open balls. So I think Marquise going to have a good year down there. But we'll see. But as a Ravens fan, yeah, I liked him. You know, he was a good guy. You know, I'm gonna miss him. But I think overall don't hurt our team too much. Now we got some young receivers, up and coming receivers. We'll see how they improve this year. But Mark Andrews is basically our main guy. Our main guy is gonna catch the ball. So that's just what it is. So that's why when they were saying bring Antonio Brown here, I was like, yeah, he's just looking for opportunity. But once he really starts playing, he's not gonna be happy. He's not gonna get the ball. You're not gonna get the ball every possession. You know, you're not gonna get the ball at a steady pace. You're gonna get it when when opportunities come up. It's not gonna be a consistent thing. And then, like I said, we're gonna run the ball, which I think we should with J.K. Dobbins going down and Gus Edwards. Like run the ball. You know, set up the pass. I think that's what our offense needs to be. But I think Lamar, though, needs to be more consistent a little bit with the passing. But that was an interesting thing that went down. Of course, the Baker Mayfield thing still being talked about. People thought something was going to happen with him. But I think they really waiting for Cleveland to cut him. Like, teams that do want him, I think they waiting for the Browns to just cut him, let him go. Like, why give up draft picks when you know he's not going to, like, I'd be shocked if he's on the Brown roster, you know, by the time trading cap record around. But, I mean, it's another day today, so maybe something happened today with him. But, yeah, that was a big trade. Oh, the A.J. Brown trade, I almost forgot about that. With the Titans going to the Eagles. The Eagles, wildly, are building a nice squad there, you know, on offense. Now you got Brown, you got the young kid, Smith. On the other side, so the receivers, I think Jalen, I like Jalen Hurts. I think he needs to improve as well. Passing the ball, but I mean, I liked him in college. I think he could be the Eagles' long-term quarterback. I think this year is going to be a show-me year for him, though. I think if he struggles still with all this help around him, even though the Eagles made the playoffs, he got into the playoffs last year. But I think if he still sort of, even if they have a good year, if he's still struggling, I think maybe they'll start looking elsewhere. But I think they're gonna give him a chance. But they giving him some talent around him. A.J. Brown is an underrated receiver. Was in Tennessee. But I was watching something. But I was saying like I was in the chat basically with some Titans fans. They were saying, you know, well, not Titans fans. Well, there's probably some Titans fans in that. But people saying like the Titans would be the new Lions. Like I didn't understand that. So if somebody can explain that to me, I wanted to ask the chat. But I don't like jumping into all these chats because you know people are fucking cruel and want to argue and stuff like that. But I was like, how you compare Tennessee to the Lions? Like, basically, I guess they said they about to fall off the earth. I don't know. But, I mean, you still got Derrick Henry, so the Titans going to be, as long as they defense be decent, like Derrick Henry, you give him the ball 20 times, you're going to win a lot of games. Like, I mean, it's a big loss, but you still got Derrick Henry, so I think the Titans are going to be fine. And really, the only team y'all worry about in the division is the Colts. And I like Matt Ryan. I think he's going to improve. I think the Colts will be better this year with the talent around it. They got a good running back with Jonathan Taylor. So the Colts, if I had to pick, I probably would take the Colts over them. Just by consistency. Like Ryan Tannehill is, you know, so-so. But I don't think they're going to fall off the earth and be the Lions. And no offense to the Lions, you know, even I think they're going to be better next year. But I understand that, so I wanted to ask, like, why are y'all saying this? But anyway, that was huge. And he got money. He got a $100 million contract too, so I know he's happy. For the Eagles, the NFC East will be interesting next year. Like I said, I picked Washington to win it last year, but they disappointed. You know, even though Ryan Fitzpatrick got hurt, I think that mattered. But the defense wasn't as good as it was going to be. To me, Chase Young, I was pretty much all Chase Young. I still like Chase Young. I still think he's going to be great, but he was, and he got hurt, but he was disappointed last year. That whole defense was, so. But the Eagles, they looking like the favorite. Dallas got some, Dallas, you know, Dallas still Dallas, but those three teams, and then Philly, who else is in that division? Dang, I hate when I had these blanks. Stairs and stuff. The New York Giants. The Giants. That's right. Why I forgot the Giants. I don't know what the Giants doing. I don't know what the Giants doing. I mean, Daniel Jones going to have to improve for them, but probably start next week. I'm probably going to start doing division by division, looking at divisions. You know what? We probably do the NFC East first then. We do the East first, we do the NFC East, then we do the AFC East the next week after that. So stay tuned for that. We'll do that. Start doing that next week. Alright, but that's pretty much today's show, y'all. I pretty much ran through all my notes. Again, special shout out to Hearts888. I gotta tell her how she would say her YouTube name. We've been talking on Instagram and having deep conversations. Like I said, she's a nice person, a nice woman. Especially for my, like I said, I don't have a lot of women subscribers. I don't imagine a lot of women watching the show, but especially if you're a woman, I definitely recommend you go watch her. She tells her stories about her childhood, her motherhood, because she's a mom, her relationship advice and past. You know, she gives a lot of information. So definitely check her out. But I'm gonna put her name in the description box, and hopefully you'll be able to find it. I've been trying to, cause like I said, I do all my editing through my PlayStation, so I'm limited to how I can edit stuff. Cause I wanted to just put the link in my channel, you know, on my indication box, but I can't. It wouldn't let me. So, and I think sometimes it depends on how many subscribers you got. She's doing that way better than me. She's in the hundreds with her subscribers, but I think sometimes that matters because I've done it before, but it was like well established YouTubers, like when I was maybe a couple years ago when I was like for example Jelaine Jaguar. She's real popular on YouTube before now she's real popular now, but I was able to put her name, you know, in my title, you know, in the thing. But I think if you gotta have like basically like I read a lot of the YouTube guidelines and the rules. Basically you gotta have it down. Basically once you get 1,000 subscribers, that's when you start getting all those perks and stuff. But if you're under 1,000, you don't get monetized and all, you know, all that stuff. So you got to get to 1,000 subscribers and, you know, get a certain amount of views as well to start getting all those perks. I think maybe that's might be part of the reason why. But I'm gonna put her name in the description box. Her and TBCuite as well. But she's a gamer, so she do more content like I do. She do a lot of gaming. So so shout out to those special two friends and ladies. And just all my subscribers, all my people, man. Like, you know, y'all been patient with me. You know, I've been off and on for years. But you know, I'm definitely trying to stay on now. Try to just live a more positive life. Like I said this before. You know, I do it, you know, for myself as well, to give myself some positive energy. You know what I mean? So I like doing these blogs, especially when I get to talk about sports. And that's why, like, you know, I recommend, you know, if you watch it, you know, if you disagree with me, put something in the comments. I like to go back and forth, you know, if you share your thoughts or you share my thoughts. It don't have to be an argument. You know, just to touch and see if we agree or disagree, or just to debate a little bit. That's all. I wouldn't mind that, you know what I'm saying? So, but thanks. I mean, I thank you guys so much, you know, for being patient with me now. Upcoming content, like I said, I pretty much threw a surprise out there. I put it on my Instagram. The Song of the Deep is a game that I played a couple years ago. I thought I already had done it on the channel, but obviously I didn't. So I'm doing it again. So video 4 will be out soon. I might could try to squeeze that in tonight. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to do an MLB22 show video today. I'm going to have to cut my nap short, maybe get up a little earlier and get that video in and edit it and everything. Like I said, I just finished the God of War. I might still do some more with that. God of War 3, the original God of War. Even though I got the newest God of War on my channel that I've done. So just check out for new things coming. Like I said, summer, that's where a lot of good games come out. Like I said, the Sonic Origins, that's going to be sort of retro. I'm definitely getting that game. The Turtles, Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, I'm definitely interested in that. That'll be on the channel. So that's 2 projects I look forward to, you know, come early summer. And just still my blogs, you know, I still be doing my blogs, NBA playoffs, definitely throughout the playoffs. We'll be talking about that baseball season, going to be in full swing. So just stay tuned. I did write something about the USFL with some games today. Like I said, I like the USFL so far, so if you're a football fan and miss a little bit of football, definitely check that out. today. You know, it's 2 games today. I know that's on television, so I'm gonna watch probably a little bit of that later on. So, but thank you guys, man. Like I said, thank you guys for all y'all support. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, sometimes, like I said, I be doing my, you know, my work, my YouTube work. You know, I work at an assisted living home, which I already said before. So sometimes, you know, I gotta stop and take care of one of my guys. You know, but my guys are pretty decent. You know, they're not real needy, but sometimes, you know, they might need help with something. So sometimes I gotta stop while I'm recording the video, and then the editing, I'm limited on how I can edit. So sometimes on my videos just be a little choppy. So be patient with that, with me as well, and which I have been. And that's why, you know, I've been to go back to Miss Help at Hearts. You know, she's been real positive and pushing me. And another special shout out to my friend Yvette Shockley. I mean, y'all probably don't know who she is, but she's been a friend of mine for years. We just sort of like reconnected since I've been back on Instagram, and she's been giving me a lot of positive vibes. You know, keeping me from being negative. So I really appreciate her as well. Like I said, I'm alone. I don't have a lot of friends. You know, my brother, I call Darwan. You know, I call him my brother. He's not my blood brother, but other than him, you know, I don't have a lot of friends. You know, I never did. I always been a loner. So I appreciate all my friends that I do have. You know, so I just appreciate everybody. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Go ahead and get my nap in. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a legit time. I'm gonna post some on Instagram once the video posts. I'm gonna post it on Instagram to let y'all know what's up. And I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all enjoy your weekend. It's a nice day today here on the East Coast. I'm in Maryland, so it's a nice day here. So hopefully it's a nice day where you are. Get out if you can. You know, obviously I can't. I mean, unfortunately, I gotta say obviously. Unfortunately, I can't go out right now. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna just take a nap and then I gotta go right back to work, really. So, but I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Like I said, it'll be another blog. Will be the second round of playoffs, so the NBA will be in full swing. Give you an update on that. Now next week, I'm probably almost sure it'll probably be a night blog, but I'm not sure. Like, I was surprised about today, so my boss surprised me today. So, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. See, I get to rambling sometimes instead of just sticking to the point. But I'm Troy West. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching the Solid Sports Gamer channel. Peace and love always. I'm gonna post some more Instagram as soon as they go up. And shout out again to TBCuite, Help at Hearts 888. My brother Fat Man, Yvette Shockley, and so much people. You know, I do get love, even though it seems like, you know, I be in the depths sometimes, but I do have positive people around me. So, and that's helping a lot right now. So, thank all of you. Thank every one of you guys. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much.